The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackass, the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass. And, normally, me as Mikey Aaronworth, the only single individual host of this show, Jackass. Normally, I would say we're three lifelong fans of the show, reliving the belly laughs, bad ideas, and broken bones. But I can't say that today. If you tuned in last week, you'll know there was a little bit of an incident. I had two co-hosts on the show. Their names were Chris and Jay. I had to fire them for obvious reasons. If you listen to last week's episode, you will know why, but it is going to be a solo episode. It is just me. We cannot put up with two rapscallions doing the things that they did. It was insulting. It added a lot of work to my plate. I know that they were trying to do some of it in good fun, and I did appreciate some of the jokes. I know how to take a joke, but a lot of them, I think, went a little bit too far. We posted about this on our social media a little bit, and I don't want to relitigate any of that.
A podcast without Mike. Wait, hello? Mikey, what do you...
Guys, how did...
Hey, are you in here too, Chris?
Yeah. I wanted to do our podcast and kick Mikey out of the group.
How did you guys get in here?
What are you talking about?
This is the recording studio. Did I not change the password? I
don't know. He's not supposed to be in here, man.
Jesus Christ. Guys,
weird.
We had this conversation. What? I told you guys not to come. I said last week was a disgrace. Our fans were upset. You guys ruined the dynamic that we had. And I said, I'm going to record tonight, and you guys better not be there. And I made you guys promise you wouldn't be there, and you did. And now here you are,
any of this.
raining on my parade.
I think the fans wanted the new best duo in podcasting history, Jay and Chris.
Yeah, if you go look at those metrics, man, that would fucking through the roof. I think that was our best episode.
Well, that's part of the reason why. You want success, but you have to do it the right way. You guys cheated, you lied, you stole my good name.
Who are you, Eddie Guerrero?
I would appreciate being Eddie Guerrero because I want to die in a hotel room every time I talk with you guys.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who invited this guy?
I'm about to fucking Chris Benoit your family.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's my family too.
Speaking of Chris, welcome back to the Chris and Jay show.
God damn it. All right, listen, if you guys don't kick me off, I'll agree to have you guys. Can we just agree to coexist, I guess, in this space for a little bit? And we'll try. We got to wrap up WildBoyz anyway. Can we do that season 2, episode 8 of WildBoyz? We'll put our differences
I'll give you one
aside.
more shot, Mikey.
Okay.
One more shot.
Okay, so can we just cut the mics for a second? So I do want to say this. Guys, I know I put you through the ringer. I know I'm demanding. I know I can be a little bit neurotic sometimes. I'd like to extend a heartfelt apology first and foremost, Chris, to you.
Thank you.
Chris, it's a trap.
It's
a trap. Don't trust him.
Younger brother.
Before you apologize to me, Mikey, can you apologize for the hate crime that I saw you commit?
Yeah, that was pretty uncalled for. I don't think we needed.
That was never proven, first of all. It's never been proven. And in fact, all the allegations have been swept under the rug. The rug?
The lug?
The lug. I have my lug of a lug.
The guy was wearing Lug's boots back in the day.
He was wearing Lug's boots. He was. No, but I do want to say with all honesty, Jay, you and I, we've known each other for less time than Chris and myself, and I don't want to take up more time than I need.
You've known me for less time. I've been watching you.
Oh, you have?
For many years.
Did you watch me commit that hate crime? I mean, allegedly commit that hate crime?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I mostly just hide in the tree in your backyard, in the tree house that you used to have, your childhood tree house that your dad built. Some nights I'll just stay out there and watch you rub lotion all over yourself and all that weird shit you do before you go to bed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I gotta stay slippery. That's my MO. Is I got to do two things. I got a podcast and I got to stay slippery. And by the
way, this whole story assumes that you still live at your parents' house. Otherwise, I don't.
I do, but they are deceased. I committed a hate crime against them so I could get their house.
Right, that's what it was.
I'm a man of the people, and Mikey's a man of the white straight people.
Wait a second. Okay, of all the things we've played, that's the one thing you cannot put on me. Okay, Chris, why don't you take it away? Let's get this show back on track. I'll turn the mics back on after that.
What's the fun fact? Man, I'm dying for another fun fact. And I hope it's Chris, don't go too positive on this one. I feel like something's different this time. I think I need something real, just from the mud and the muck. Something just drudge it out and just depress me, baby.
That's so annoying because there were some really good ones like that, but I was trying to abide by it. But this episode came out on
season 2, episode 8 of WildBoyz, the season finale.
The season finale,
baby.
Isn't that kind of sad? Is there season 3?
A little bit.
I don't know.
No, there's a season 3.
Oh, sick! All right, so
there's a bunch of seasons. What are you talking about? There's so many seasons of WildBoyz.
I think there's max 3.
No, I think there's like 5 seasons of WildBoyz.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, so I'm not sad anymore. So let's get to the fun fact. This episode came out on June 13th of the year 2004. I think a fun fact.
You didn't come prepared, did you?
No, I do. I'm just trying to pivot right now. See, I think the fun fact is more of something that happened today, and it was the day that our podcast kind of really went downhill because Mikey came back to the fucking show.
I resent
know
that.
The fans are really, really disappointed right now.
That can't be true. That's
look
fundamentally
at the metrics,
false.
Mikey. Look at the metrics. Me and Jay, we vibed. We had good chemistry. I know you're my brother.
And I gotta be honest.
You know what?
It was
Mikey,
upsetting.
It comes down to this: you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
Mm-hmm.
I choose Jay as my friend, and unfortunately, I'm stuck with you as my family.
He's got no choice.
Okay. But
being held
you know
hostage.
what? In all fairness, I'll go real fun fact because as a man of the people, not just cis white males like Mikey is committing hate crimes. I thought I'd do a nice little fact about the 50th LPGA Championships of Women's Golf. Took place at DuPont.
As opposed to the LPGA of men's golf?
What about
you say tomato, I say tomato. I don't really understand what your semantics are. You're assuming someone's pronouns. Fucking hate crimer.
All right, give us the fun fact.
Well, Sweden's Annika Sorenstam goes back-to-back by 3 strokes ahead of runner-up Shi Hyun-on. So yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on women's sports because it's important too.
Wait, did you say Annika Swordsdam?
Something along those lines. Sorenstam. She's Swedish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure I heard it right. That's all.
But
Swordsdam would work. It's fine.
I think that even though they're far less entertaining to watch and completely funded by men's sports, and women don't care to support their own sports and they blame us for their sports having bad rating, I do want to shed light on it because I really do care. It's an important part of our thing. If the girls want to take a ball and a stick and try and hit it, good on them.
Okay.
So listen, little girls out there listening to the Jackass right now, you can do it too, unless you believe what Chris says, and then in which case it's all your fault and don't even try sports because you're just ruining it for everybody else.
Don't fucking expect the world to care.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's fair.
Fair, I guess. Stern, but fair, maybe.
Very stern. Fair is up for debate. Yeah.
Little stern. Season 2, episode 8. We're in Indonesia this time. The archipelago of the world. Did he say that? Did I hear that right?
Mean?
The archipelago?
I wanted to know what archipelago means? No, I was hoping that
the archipelago.
Archipelago is like a collection of islands, like an area of the world where there's just like a ton of different little islands.
Okay. Well, there's lots of those
definitely
there.
Got that for sure.
It is the largest archipelago in the world.
Listen, guys, lots of islands. We got lots of ethnic groups. I'm excited, boys. Let's fucking go to
lots
Indonesia.
of ethnic groups. Isn't it just Indonesian people?
That's what Manny said. He said lots of ethnic groups. I'm just quoting Manny. Good old Manny. Listen, we've come to the most remote, faraway place that we could think of. Pictured in the background here, the bus station with Tim Hortons attached. And hey, Johnny Knoxville is here as well. And he's coming out to say hi. He's going to hang out with us this episode anytime I see him. I know he was just in the last one, but fuck, it's good to see him.
Not the
Mikey,
last one.
Excited?
He was 2 weeks ago, right? Wee Man was in the last one. But I've got a question. I've got a question for you guys. Because when I first started to see Johnny making his way to WildBoyz, he's showing Chris and Steve-O some love. I was excited. Jay, you mentioned you always get a pop when Johnny comes on screen, which is true. But in this episode, for some reason, I was like, we just saw you. Like, we just saw him. I don't know that I was excited about it.
What was that guy's name? Wasn't it like Attitude?
Name was just Pop.
Chris just made a magnitude reference from Community. I tried to roll right Attitude. Past it, and you guys just...
That's why I love having Jay over the camera, because normally I wouldn't have noticed that you found that funny, and I just would have kept going.
That was great.
And I saw you just holding it in,
and that just
killed me. Pop was the best.
It's been forever since I've thank you. That was a blast back to 2010 or 11 or whatever.
Yeah, around then, probably earlier than that, probably 2009.
The best part is it derailed Mikey from fucking talking. So that's even a better pop up.
Well, I kind of felt, I mean, to go back to my point, that Johnny in some ways kind of derails the chemistry of the WildBoyz. Mm-hmm. Steve-O's a very different person when Johnny Knoxville is around. And
that's true.
And I feel like he constantly, like Steve-O, if I've learned anything about, especially this season of WildBoyz for some reason, he needs people's approval, like desperately. And he gets a lot out of it when someone says that he has done something well. And I think there's always going to be a dynamic between Johnny and Steve-O where Steve-O is looking for his approval. Johnny is always going to be on a little bit of a higher level. And it's almost like when your boss shows up for drinks after work and you're like, oh, it's cool that you're here, but also sometimes I just want to talk shit about the boss a little bit, you know?
All right. Well, not getting a wild ride interview now. Of course, unless you want our approval, then
hey, we do show him a lot of love in that case. Steve-O, bring us on Wild Ride.
Also, shout out to that Skinny Vinny's. He's now officially part of the SteveO podcast. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So,
yeah, he took over.
It's funny, like when we started off our Instagram, how I gained, probably how you were listening to this, is I would just go through to all the Jackass people, and anybody that followed them, I would just blindly follow many people, and that's how I found out who the Skinny Vinny guy was. And it's good to see people making it. Like, you know, I wish we made it a little bit more, but you guys don't fucking want to like and subscribe like fucking assholes. So, cool. So we're just going to keep on fucking doing this just for your entertainment. You don't take fucking time to click a like and subscribe and share.
Well, not getting an episode 100 now. Listen, let's just get into it, all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck everybody. Let's just do it for us, guys. Mm-hmm. 3 friends. I was going to say having broken bones. I forgot the line already. God, no wonder nobody listens to this show. Listen, it's the Chachi whip fighting dance. First timers go into this with no idea what's about to happen. Let me break it down for you. So there's a small village here, and this is like a traditional thing they do where 2 guys go into like a big circle, people's crowded everywhere, and they give them like these cool outfits of these like woven helmets and like, I was going to say like a long style of kilt because I didn't have a better word to describe it. It's definitely not a kilt.
No, it looks like it's arts and crafts day and someone's trying to dress up as Russell Crowe's nemesis from Gladiator. Like they're all
or Tom Cruise's character in Last Samurai, but like just budget version.
Okay,
true.
Whatever you call one of those. A way to belittle a culture, by the way, boys. But yeah, so they get to go into this ring and like hit each other with whips. And I think the rules Knoxville has gathered is that you get like 1 or 2 hits above the waist, and it's all fun and games. But Steve-O and Steve-O versus Pontius here, and it's like right out of the gate, Steve-O just kicks Pontius right in the fucking knackers.
No, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around?
Pontius hits Steve-O.
Fair enough.
I love that when it's game on. And first of all, to this day, I have no fucking idea what the rules of this thing are. Is it a dance? They call it a rhythmic dance, but it's just 2 dudes whipping each other. Like I don't understand what courtship this is. But Pontius,
Mr. Hate Crime, you don't understand a guy whipping another guy?
I understand why you shouldn't do it. I understand
makes a good point.
Implications of it. Would I do it to another human being? Definitely not.
Glad to see rehabilitation works.
I like that. Chris, you are schizophrenic today. You're just oscillating wildly from one opinion to another. No, but Pontius takes the whip and they're doing the dance thing, and he immediately takes on the mantle of like the WWE heel. Like he's playing to the crowd. Like it's like when he knees Steve-O in the nuts. It's like, what is up, Chris? What is you're so distracting today?
I literally had that in my notes. I was like, I love to see Pontius like being like a WWF character when he's like playing that role, and the whole village is they eat it up. Like they haven't 100%. Seen this type of entertainment. Like we're used to it now. We're privy to the fact that they're playing a role, but when he's like doing the thing, they love it.
Yeah,
totally.
They were like, we weren't entertained until you got here.
Oh, you are. Yeah. Exactly.
They understand the dynamics. You need a heel, even though Steve-O does not understand wrestling. Go watch on YouTube. Steve-O getting body slammed by a big Samoan and then laughing hysterically on the ground when he's supposed to be knocked out. I think he does there's a whole Steve-O like breaking down that video.
He has Pontius on there for it. And they break down how they got concussed by this guy. Yeah.
That'll be our episode 200 special when we've run out of shit to talk about. Keep an eye out for
it,
yeah. So they go in and they've got these shields, right? But they decide for round 2, fuck the shields, we're getting rid of them, and it's just free whipping time. So they're just going to basically go in here and just whip each other on the back. Pontius gets a shot, Steve-O gets a shot. Knoxville's going to take one too, but I got to ask you guys before we talk about the aftermath. Do you think all of these people surrounded, there's, I don't know, probably like 100 people there at least, maybe a little more than that, I don't know. Every time they take a hit, especially these free whips, the whole crowd just erupts into laughter hysterically. And I'm wondering, do you think that's like a natural painkiller, having all these people laughing at you? Do you think that takes away some of the
100%? That's a great way to put it, because you can see the only person who takes the whip and kind of can't handle it is Steve-O, but even he kind of comes around. Like Pontius takes the whip and he's like, he runs away, but then the crowd plays into it and he turns around and starts to like play to them. Knoxville's Knoxville. He barely even reacts when he gets whipped, but Steve-O's like writhing in pain on the ground. But when people start laughing, he stands back up and he's like, he's ready to go. So that definitely has something to do with it.
Yeah,
Chris.
I was just leaving a space. I was just being polite there. That's what that was.
That's when it's supposed to be Chris's turn to say something. No, he's
all right. Well, you said I was being schizophrenic.
He's all out of whack. Fucking Mikey's here, and he doesn't. Chris is all fucking scared and intimidated. It's not his fault. I'm blaming you, Mikey.
Yeah,
like,
thanks,
look at what you're doing to the poor guy.
I don't blame him. I'd be intimidated if I had to podcast with me too.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know what that. I just turned into Jar Jar Binks for a second there. Yeah. Listen, it does
build a podcast host.
Did we need more of this? I don't know. I guess we're getting it now. It hurts so bad though. You mentioned Steve-O goes down. He's like holding his head like he's got the worst migraine he's ever had. I guess that shit just like shoots up your spine and fucking gets you. It's like getting hit in the head with a hockey puck or something, you know?
I bet you it does. Yeah. I bet you feel it all throughout your body, not just where you got whipped.
And Knoxville, he goes in, but I love his reaction here, hopping around, laughing, smiling. Typical Knoxville, you know, it's the same thing you would have saw after he got tased or, you know, shot with a riot gun or whatever. He shakes these things off pretty quickly.
Very well. Yeah.
I think out of anybody in the thing, he's the one that actually handles pain the best. Like, I think it's contrary 100%. To people's like belief. I think Steve-O probably handles pain the worst of anybody, but he's just so committed to the cause.
I think he's the best. He's the best to watch for reactions, but I agree. That's what impresses me so much about Steve-O. And we went through this in covering Jackass as well. He does not handle pain well, but he does things in spite of that. And that's very impressive. Like, clearly Knoxville's pain tolerance is so high. You know, maybe he doesn't feel it as sensitively as Steve-O. I don't know, but he handles it really well. Steve-O just he writhes in pain and then he says, "Yes, sir, I'll have some more." He's wild.
Do you think Johnny's like his sex life must just be fucking pure BDSM?
Wow.
Like straight up cock and ball torture, like nothing fucking vanilla, like just straight
or maybe,
up.
You don't think so?
I think
maybe he's a missionary.
Or maybe
guy.
he's like one of those people that like wants like
I think it's the kind of thing where like you get the CEO, like the hard ass CEO of a major company comes home and his wife stands on his balls because he doesn't want to have control over one element of his life. I think it's that. I think Knoxville's used to having so much pain. He's like, please just kiss my neck and whisper sweet nothings into my ear. He comes off of that.
Yeah, bed sheets up to the chin.
Yeah.
You know, arms at your sides. Real intimate moment.
I think you guys are right. I think I was totally wrong there. He definitely probably has like the most sensual, loving sex life.
Yes. And now
I'm just picturing like early South Park sex, like two crude stick figures, heads poking out of the sheets,
just like bouncing on each other. Yeah.
You know, and Knoxville is Stan's dad. Randy. But anyway, speaking of dads, hey, here's a segue for you. My dad watches this show, says Steve-O, and we've heard of this before in Jackass. I believe it was the first movie, the whole toy car up the butt thing. He was uncomfortable. It turns out Mr. Steve-O Sr. is a little bit of a... Well, he's how should we say this, boys?
He doesn't be slightly phobic of homosexuals.
Thank you, Chris. I needed someone who had a way with words and was a man of the people to be able. I was having trouble there. I didn't want to offend anybody, but boy, I'm glad you're here. And listen, though, with Steve-O's dad watching, it's like, they're just going to play into it now. So they're here to go and play with the fruit bats. And they're wearing, pink clothing and really just playing into the whole thing, the whole stereotype. But I gotta say, this sketch makes no sense at all. Like, does it make sense to you guys?
No,
they're doing.
I think you missed something, Jay.
What?
Because there's a reason why they mentioned. At first, I was like, please don't let this be the premise of the sketch. But do you know the type of bat that they're dealing with?
No, it's a fruit bat. I got that.
Like
but
fruit being gay? Like
yeah.
Okay.
But it's the body shots part that, like, what's up with the body shots? Is it just because they want to do, like, dudes sucking on another dude's belly button?
I think that's it.
Is that basically what it is?
I think this is the era of Jackass and WildBoyz where they were making a gay joke. That was the joke. The fact that it's gay was the joke, right? And they thought that would be enough to carry the whole segment, which obviously that hasn't aged particularly well.
No, dude, I thought they should have went gayer. I didn't think it was gay enough. I think that's the problem. It's like, you want to upset dad, like, really do something to upset dad. This was just two dudes doing body shots. And, like, I was trying to make the connection, like, okay, is there something to do with the bats? Like, because they hang upside down, they're going to do a body shot? I was reading way too much into it.
Speaking of hanging, I really got to put this out here. It's going to be hard for me to say publicly, but tell me you've seen a better looking proportion dick and balls in any species ever.
It's the perfect dick.
It's the perfect dick.
It is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
It is
like, point that out,
perfect
too.
stones, nice length, proper girth and proportion. I wish my dick was like a fruit bat's dick, to be honest.
If you take a picture of that dick in Photoshop and you hold shift and then drag the corner up to keep the proportions the same, that would look good on any
He'd be
human
the top porn
being.
star in the world.
Yeah, 100%. And like,
you know what?
I don't know. Fucking gorgeous cock.
No,
man.
sorry.
No, here's my question. It not only was it well proportioned, but it was also not small. Do you think there's someone on this planet that has a smaller dick than that fruit bat?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think
Anybody want to admit it?
I'm
chance.
not far. I wouldn't say I'm smaller, but maybe comparable.
No, I make dick jokes, but like, let's be honest, I'm good enough. But like, there's like straight up fucking micro penis people. Which let's as a man of the people, I want to shout out the brothers that are out there suffering with that because there's nothing else in the world that you can't fix. I literally feel so bad for micro penis people because they can't even get their dick into a vagina.
Chris, I believe the proper term is people of micro penises.
True. No, but like, imagine
little
how
penis
fucked this.
people. They
like,
prefer
if
little
you have
penis.
small tits in your chick, you get a boob job. You're fat, you can lose weight. Your fucking teeth are fucked, you could fix them. The most you could actually gain from like a fucking dick enlargement surgery, and I've done the research, so I know this, is like 1.5 inches. So,
oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's like, because there's a little bit that hangs, and they just basically release that little thing, and it hangs longer. I don't even think it makes your dick bigger when it's hard, but they're fucked. Like, they will never have a normal life, and it's fucking pretty shameful because you probably get some pretty. I always find that's like when you see those like super jack guys that are dealing with like, they're like good looking dudes, and they're dealing with like a fucking ugly fat chick, and you're like, you got a small dick.
Wait, you started off like commending these people and saluting them, and now you're laughing at them.
No, you laughed at them.
What are you talking about?
That was Mikey, for the record.
Just came
Sometimes
out of your
we
mouth.
sound similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something weird
shout
going on
out
with
the
the
micro
internet.
penis fam. It'll get better when you die.
Yeah, but this whole sketch, though, guys, to go back to it, I think if they were trying to upset his father by doing gay stuff, I think Pontius making all them coming noises was probably the closest we got. Like, he's really erotic here, more so than in most sketches where he's trying to play this off. So I give him bonus points for, even I was like, should I be watching this? Like, this is like a private moment between two men that I wasn't invited,
Yeah. It landed kind of flat. The one takeaway though was that fruit bats are actually cute. They look like giant dogs.
Right?
Like they looked really cute. One of them's like got that dopey little tongue hanging out of its mouth. Like looks cute. They're well hung. I would have a fruit bat hang around my house. Check off a lot of boxes just being there.
So fruit bat.
The one thing I'll take away from the sketch, though, guys, is that Pontius actually calls Steve-O's dad Mr. O.
That was very funny.
That was great. Yeah. I like that.
So that was great. Nice little touch there. But the WildBoyz are racing off to the next sketch, if you will, because it's time to jump on the back of your water buffalo for a little Grand Prix action. Yes, they've got these carts, and they've got a team of water buffalo in front. Steve-O versus Knoxville here, and they have almost no control of these fucking things. When they take off, they're just going and pretty much holding on for dear life, hoping they don't overturn, and, you know, this is going to be another Jackass golf cart situation all over again if they're not careful. So, yeah, pretty cool. I don't know if you guys caught this before we talk about it, but it turns out, if you paid attention, this was just a Matrix training program. None of it was real. That 1999 Euro techno music was a dead giveaway.
Dude,
Mikey knows what I'm talking
100%. It was like if you queue up Neo walking into that building, like setting off the alarm and then shooting the whole place up. Like that's probably the exact same song that was used. It was so out of place, but I found it hilarious.
Yeah, that aged well, by the way.
that whole genre of music. Yeah.
I meant Neo walking into an airport or whatever they're at and shooting everybody.
Well,
but that too.
We can't wear trench coats anymore and listen to to EDM.
Ruined it for the rest of us. How are you going to hide that micro penis now? I guess you don't need much to hide a micro penis.
That's true. Yeah, I think
Keanu Reeves definitely doesn't have a micro penis. He's glorious. He's probably the best actor of all time, I think.
I think his is kind of like the Grinch. He's so generous that it grows a couple sizes every time he does a good deed.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, like the Grinch's heart? Yeah.
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 Or like the opposite of when Pinocchio lies.
Pocchio's nose, I was going to say. Yeah. Yeah.
So, shit, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, we'll wait.
Continue, guys.
No, we'll wait.
No,
it's fine.
No, we're good. We got time.
Please.
No, I know you did have a good point. That's why we'll wait for you to figure it out.
Shit.
Okay.
What?
The pressure's killing me right now. Which one were we?
What pressure? It's pressure?
What? No, there's no pressure. We're just leaving space for you, Chris. It's fine.
Let me just look at my notes here.
Okay, yeah, no, pull them out. We got time.
Yeah, please.
Oh, that's it. So fun fact, folks. So out in Southeast Asia, what people don't realize is buffalo racing is actually a massive part of the culture. When I was in Thailand, but they don't like have them on horse and things. Like you ride them out. So it's like this huge big thing. Every time you're driving in like the smaller towns outside of like Thailand, Southeast Asia, and Indo's part of that area, there's like, you always see people just like doing these buffalo races, training for it. It's pretty fucking cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You think there's a Rocky Balboa out there somewhere trying to outrun the water buffalo cart, like a Indonesian Rocky Balboa
running backwards?
Yeah,
I think so. I could see it would be a great way to train. Those things have no control. You better run for your life.
Hey, didn't we talk about Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed hugging it out on the beach together like 2 episodes ago?
We did. It was the that hard ass little animal in Australia that was chasing Pontius around and like doing cartwheels, like stunting on him real hard. And I was like, he's turning around and doing circles while he's chasing Pontius to show off like Apollo Creed when he turned backwards to beat Rocky in the race.
So, okay, if there's a guy that I'd like to be my Apollo Creed that I could have a nice little hug on the beach with, it's one of the characters from the next sketch, hands down.
Yes.
This is, I'm going to try my best to pronounce, fuck, I'm already off to a bad start, pronounce these. We're in Ket-Tet-Rena.
Yes.
No, we're not. We're in Bali. See, I already fucked it up.
No, it's a small village in Bali called Katarina. You're right.
Okay, I thought the 2 gentlemen they were standing with was Ket-Tet-Rena and Wayan Lunga, but
no,
I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen.
Okay. See, I got a listening problem. I admit it. I got a listening problem.
You got the
but
village right.
At least Jay pronounced it right, Mike. You just westernized that. You're just bastardizing their culture.
He did westernize it quite a bit.
Like,
roll that
Jay's
back.
At least really like committing to the bit, and he's really trying to understand their culture.
I try, guys. I try.
Fucking use your white male privilege and just fucking.
I'm trying. I'm trying to check my. I hit record and I tell myself consciously leave my white male privilege on the other side of the record button. I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm going to need some help.
Okay, That's all right. Well, we'll get you there. If I'm a man of the people, and I'm willing to work with you because I don't give up on people.
Okay.
Mikey, what color is your record button?
Right now it's red because it's on.
Okay. You said something about a white privilege record button, and I'm just thinking, it's not important. It's not important. All hate crimes aside, it's not important.
Right,
Chris? Oh, he's drinking a glass of water. There he is. There's my guy backing me up. Listen, let's join in on the old Sordono Ketchak, a famous story between two monkey kings. So basically, you've got like a whole tribe of guys chanting around a fire. Like, there's some fucking crazy good choreography here. Man. These guys could move to Los Angeles and make a killing. I swear to God, it's impressive.
They're better at using their voices than like the Pentatonics. Like these, I've never heard a sound. I've never heard human beings make a sound like the sound that this group of people made. They were kind of chanting, but rhythmically in a way that sounded like it could also be the soundtrack to The Matrix. And you know what it said? When everyone started to get into it, it sounded like someone hit the turbo button using Blanca in Street Fighter. It was like,
I totally know that sound.
Right? Yeah. I was like, what is it was kind of like almost like you know how that you can get those sounds that'll make you trip a little bit. Like it felt like I was almost being brainwashed when I heard it. It was fascinating.
Do you know what the one time that this is going to be so irrelevant to everybody else in the world that's listening, but
good. Let's bring it up then.
Mikey. Yeah. That whole thing where like that Spallin song sounded like Grandma. The first time that I clued into that, it was like, I felt like I hallucinated. Like it was like a shift in The Matrix.
Yeah. There's to just briefly clarify, there's a song by Phoenix called 1901, and there's a line in it where the singer says fallen, and the way he says it sounds exactly like what our grandma used to sound like. And
so bizarre.
When you hear it, you can't unhear it. And that's it. Yeah.
I get sad when I hear it because it's like the last, like, you know, when people die and you forget about their voice, like you like don't remember it. When I hear that, like I literally get emotional. It's really weird.
Pussy.
Shout out, Grandma.
Yeah, shout out. Much love.
Shout out.
We know you're up there in heaven listening to the Jackass podcast, up with all the other grandmas listening to the Jackass podcast. We got your back.
Could you guys, I mean, you got hookups. Could you get her, like, maybe leave a review or?
Oh, shit. Yeah. Hey, Grandma, if you're listening, first of all, sorry for dragging you out to lunch that one time and making you buy me a video game. I've regretted that ever since I did it. Secondly,
shitty kid.
Not great. Not a great kid. Secondly, please leave us an iTunes review. As long as it's over 4 stars, because the 3 stars don't help us as much. Thanks, Grandma. By the way, thanks for Gauntlet Legends on the Nintendo 64.
Oh man, coolest grandma ever.
Yeah, she was.
But the laughing guy. You guys want to talk about him now?
Yeah, so you got
awesome.
These 2 guys putting on the show, right? And they're the main actors. They're representing the 2 monkey kings that fought one another. And apparently fire was had a lot to do with it. But that guy who paints his face black, and not like that. And
not like Trudeau?
Not like Trudeau. And he turns into a monkey. Like he has the same sound and embodies the posture of. He's one of the best. He's Andy Serkis. Like he's better than Andy Serkis, I think.
Yeah, no, I loved. He put on quite a performance. And speaking of performance, though, I was having a moment of like the set design. You know, I was just looking at it and I was mesmerized. Like, this place is too good to be true. Does this place exist? Is this not just a set? You know, that they built. It looks surreal. It looks like something you would see in a movie.
Right?
It's a temple.
Kind of like King
but I was
Louie's
just waiting.
From Jungle Book.
Yeah, there's a good example. If you've seen Jungle Book, you know exactly what to picture here. But I was just waiting, guys, for Jeff Probst to walk out from behind the big temple and be like, Steve-O, the tribe has spoken. And $1 million question, Steve-O versus Pontius in the last round of Survivor. They backstabbed, they lied, they made alliances, and they got their way to the final. Who are you voting for? Tribal Council.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be Pontius, man. Pontius.
I'm voting Pontius as well.
Love you, Steve-O, on the people that, like, physically can actually do it. Like, I feel like Pontius would be a better survivor, actually. Like, I don't care about the games and the bullshit. I think Steve-O would be like that person that's manipulating people, getting people turning on each other. He might actually be a fun person to watch, but when there's 2 people, I go for the guy that could literally survive, and I think that would be
Yeah, Pontius. You know how some people are like they're known in the tribe and Survivor of like being the people who hunt and fish, and they like they bring the food in. Pontius would just go out into the forest and come back with a trail of animals following him, like willfully, and just being like, "Hey, this guy's sick as fuck." He just like 100%. Traipsed out there with a bunch of monkeys.
Comes back with friggin' fruit bats for everybody.
Yeah, keep everyone from getting too lonely. Yeah, no, Pontius would be mine as well. What about when they start like hucking fire everywhere? That's a twist I didn't see in this, eh?
Yeah,
that's part of the performance. Is they just start hucking fire everywhere with no abandon. Are you in the audience watching the show? Doesn't matter. You're part of the show now. Here's a ball of fire for you to play with. It's so weird.
That's like every time you like are shooting your load on a girl, you're just hucking fucking fire at her.
Do you have gonorrhea? Why is it burning?
You. I'm saying you.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the universal you.
No, like you, as in Mikey, because I know you have gonorrhea. That was my joke, so whatever. Take it.
Okay, I'll take it. That's what I say when I come on people, too. Whatever, take it.
You know what I say when I come on people is, yeah. But Steve-O really, he beats this guy in a hissing contest. I think Steve-O showed him up at his own game. He came out hissing and Steve-O hissed right back. No fear. He knew what to do.
He did. That was, I always like when Steve-O plays ball with the overacting of the people in the tribes. If they're putting on a performance or they're dancing, like he fully commits. He's probably not doing it as technically sound or as properly as they are, but he fully commits. And it seems like people do appreciate it in these groups. The last thing I want to say about the performance, though, when they start, and again, I cannot stress this enough, hucking fire everywhere. When they start throwing fire with reckless abandon, there's no way it's scripted. And the reason I know this is because at one point, Monkey Dude picks up a ball of fire, just picks it up. Like Chris was talking about his kitchen hands on the last episode. He just picks up a ball of fire and he throws it behind him. And there's a guy crouching behind him and it hits him right in the nuts. And I'm not making that up. Guy in the audience, he goes to his family. He says, "You guys, I know I haven't taken you out a lot. I've been working hard. Times have been tough. You want to go see the show tonight?" And the whole family's like, "Yeah, let's go do it." And he's crouching and he just takes a shot and that's the end of Dad.
He got yoga fired in the nuts.
He got yoga fired. Dhalsim reached out, punched him from across the stage. Yeah.
That's how do you explain that one? You just like
I don't know. Kitchen hands.
Tough life for a lot of these guys in Indo.
Yeah, but you know who doesn't have it tough, Chris? Don't worry, there's hope. It's the Parsons chameleon. Yes. That mucus tip tongue, 2 times the size of its body, by the way. This feels like a Jackass stunt. Oh, I know why. Knoxville said, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville." Yeah. I don't think he realizes that he doesn't have to do that. That that Pontius and Steve-O had dropped that a long time ago, and he wasn't told beforehand in the production meeting. So he's doing it on all the sketches.
That's the Knoxville's equivalent of wearing white after Labor Day. He didn't get the memo. He just shows up. It's like, Johnny, that's over. We don't do that anymore.
Poor guy, but. I like the way they set this up. The lizard eats a bug right from Knoxville's teeth. That tongue just snaps out and gets him. And it doesn't take long before, Knoxville's having a great time. He says, "That was fun. I'm having fun. I feel safe in this environment and I'm having fun." And then the cameraman looks at him and goes, "Okay, now stick one in your ass." Wait a minute, boys. Am I watching the backroom casting couch right now? There really is no job, is there?
The funniest thing is how game he is immediately. He's like, right? Okay, I'll do it. Yeah.
What would you rather? He's all for the last episode, we had the breakdancing chameleon who was he had really nice hands, and this chameleon has a really nice tongue. Which one do you like better?
And to be clear, you're talking about getting pleasure from a lizard, right?
No, I just meant as a pet. You're as a pet, Mikey. You're fucking sick, man. I'm trying to redeem you. And you just get back into bestiality.
It's practically asking for it. Did you see what that chameleon was wearing? Nothing. And it's my fault now? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't want me to look, you'd cover it up, right?
Cover it out, and you're sitting there with your tongue out all slippery, licking Knoxville's ass, and all of a sudden I'm the creep? Like, come on. That's not fair.
What a fucking horror. You're right.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
Did you notice when Knoxville puts the cricket in his ass? Yeah. I don't know if I've ever clued in on this, but Knoxville has a specific sound he makes when he's doing a stunt that has to do with his ass, where he goes, yeah. He turns into like fucking Mickey Mouse. He did it in the enema. He did it when he had his finger in his butt in the episode when they were in Russia. Or I think that was Jackass 2.5 potentially. Like in the sex museum. He's every time something is near his ass, he does that.
I didn't notice that. Like you point that out, and it's like, yeah, you're right. That's quite the observation. And now I'm just thinking of Knoxville with the Mickey Mouse ears doing the poof, the fart, the fart poof. Just a little, and then a afterwards. Oh, by the way, if welcome back to any of you who paused the episode a few minutes ago after the backroom casting couch reference. I hope you feel good with your decisions, and hey, what you do with your body in your own personal space is your own. Just as long as you weren't listening to this out in public when you decided to pause and go rub one out, I think we're all fine. That's acceptable.
So, Jade, in your mind, they paused the episode when you made the casting couch joke. And they're just turning it on now? Yeah. Because if you pause it, doesn't it start back up right where you paused it?
Chris, look at Mikey thinking he knows how time works. Trying to science it up here, eh?
No, guys, I do know how time works. I think I'm right about this one.
Apparently you don't. And let's move on.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's about time you got on the boat for this next segment, Mikey. Yeah. We're boating to an island to see some dragons, and our friend Seamus is sleeping on the boat. Hey, what if we, what if we threw him off the boat? Because he's sleeping, so, he'll probably die.
How does he not die?
Dude, I always say, people don't understand, don't jump off a full-speed boat. There's a story about someone that we know that did that, thinking they're having a good time. They broke their back and their whole life is over. And it's like, kids, don't do it. I'm a man of the people. It's not fun. Jump off a cliff, do different things like that, but don't jump into water on a full speed boat.
Different things like that.
But what about he didn't do it? They threw him in. That's so dangerous.
While he was sleeping.
Yes, while he was sleeping.
Crazy
Imagine
part.
waking up and seeing a boat go far away from you. You wake up, your biggest fear, first of all, you got to reconcile. Your biggest fear has come true. There's no way around that. You're in the water and the boat is going the other way. That would be the most terrifying experience in the world.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but when I wake up suddenly, I usually go, which I don't know if you know this, but in water, that's not the best idea.
Yeah. So. Jay, do you live a stressful life filled with PTSD? Why are you breathing like that every time you wake up?
It's so funny today. I didn't get much sleep last night and I took a nap and I woke up. It was 6 p.m. and I popped up and I'm like, I thought it was Sunday, completely different day. And I was supposed to be at work at 4. And I was like, holy shit. I was trying to call and I didn't have time to call. I went into the shower. It was about a minute and a half in the shower when I was like, oh, I'm not even working today. Full blown tripped the hell out. It was so crazy. Do you know how good of a feeling it was, though, knowing that you thought that you had to have a terrible day at work and you could just chill out?
It's the magic of snow days that we don't. Oh, okay. Well, that's again, I resent that, and I really would
was excited to chill with Jay though. But.
Yeah,
it's the magic of a snow day that you just don't get after school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you become a working boy or a working girl, and you don't get snow days anymore. But if that is the closest you can come, when you wake up believing you have to work and then realizing that you don't because you've been geared up for it. That's what a gift. What a gift of life.
These pussy ass kids these days, they get snow days and there's not even snow. They'll call a snow day before the snow even happens. Fuck that. Back in my day, I used to have to walk uphill both ways to school in 10 feet of snow.
Yeah.
And now these little fucking dorks.
Chris. Yeah.
They need to get bullied. They need someone to fucking take them while they're sleeping and throw them off a fucking boat into the water. I changed my mind. Bullying is good.
So, boys, some say it was a legend. Others say this is what Mikey calls his penis. It's the Komodo Dragon. Komodo Dragon time. It's got serrated teeth, teeming with deadly bacteria, much like Mikey's penis. Mikey, do me a favor and wash your penis, will you?
But how's it going to burn when I come on people?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's where the yoga fire really comes from.
By the way, I've done hot yoga. Not once has the instructor burst into flames or shoot a flame across the room. Hasn't happened a single time.
Yeah. Has anyone ever farted when you're in yoga?
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. That's a very common occurrence.
I would die. I only want to go to yoga just so I could be part of that. And just laugh and make everybody.
Chris walks into a yoga studio.
Oh, dude.
Heat's turned up, doors closed, windows fogged. He doesn't even get out of his sweatpants. He just stands in the corner and starts farting. We're like, Chris, no.
I want someone else to fart and I want to laugh at them really hard to make them feel uncomfortable.
Just ass in the air. Do
people laugh when it happens, Mikey?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, yeah, you would, though. It's natural, guys. It is okay to laugh in public at farts. Listen, can I tell a quick poo story?
Please,
of course,
please,
Jay. We would love it.
Do I even have to ask?
No. Regale us.
No. So today at work, it's quiet in the office at the moment, but I happened to be lucky enough to catch a gentleman in the stall right when I was going in, and he did a weird thing where he flushed first. I don't know if someone left a log in there and he was just trying to play his luck and see if he could clear it out before he did his business, but that's never a good idea, by the way. Just go to another stall.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're wasting your time for. Anyway, I go up to the urinal and I start doing my thing. Don't worry, I wasn't pooping in there. Not this time. And, I start to hear the noises because it's quiet. It's just me and him. And it's kind of like that shit where it's a tight shit, but you can tell it's a little viscous that it like plugs the asshole on the way out. And then right when it exits the sphincteral ring, there's a little bit of a pop, like a, like a puff of air that comes out. And normally you keep the shit to yourself, but I started laughing involuntarily because it was just funny. And it's not like I was listening in hard. It's just that's all I could hear. There was nothing else to listen to. And I heard the pop. I started laughing, but he didn't. Nothing. Like he was just silent. The dude knew I was laughing at him. It's not like he thought I was laughing at something else.
The only way to save that situation is by laughing along with it. Or going harder and making a bigger sound. You try to beat your high score.
You got it. That's what I'm saying, Mikey. It's okay to laugh at the bodily functions. And if someone catches you, if it was me in there, I would have been like, yeah, it was a pretty good one, wasn't it? I would have talked to the guy.
100%. You have to.
I would have said something.
You got to lean
Come on, don't take your shit so seriously.
Hey, well done.
I agree.
But where are we?
We're getting to go see the Komodo Dragons face to face with my my serrated, burning, poisonous,
bacteria-laden penis.
By the way, Komodo Dragons were akin to mythical creatures to me when I was a kid. I fucking loved these things. I was obsessed with the idea of them. Mm-hmm. A giant poisonous lizard, like that is straight. That you're a Pokemon at that point. Like you are a Pokemon. Oh, yeah. If it could breathe fire, great. Maybe a yoga fire. I'm not sure, but I always loved these things. I fucking love these guys.
They were my favorite animals of all time as a kid growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I was obsessed. I did projects on them, like legitimately. That wasn't even for school. Like I made a Bristol board for like my own purpose. I did that with them and dinosaurs. I really liked to do projects at that time until school came. I didn't like to do them at all. But Mike, you remember that little like our mom got us this like weird. It was like a fucking binder that like every month they would send you like another chapter of like weird animals and you put it in order and it was like all these fun facts of animals. Do you remember that, Mikey?
Yeah, somewhat.
And then whenever you had a school project, like we had every fucking animal exist, and so if you had to do like a project at school, they'd be like, hey, do this, then you pull it up like the Arctic fox. I'm like, oh, here we go. And I had my own little pamphlet with all this information. Thanks, Mom. That was pretty cool, man.
Oh, that's the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't be thankful for our mom for being a great mom. So he's that fucking bitter and disjointed that you can't even allow nice compliments to the person that raised you, that you're literally sucking on her tits to fucking feed yourself to keep yourself alive.
Hey, don't tell them what I get up to last week. Our listeners don't need to have any idea what my schedule is.
Imagine how curdle that milk would be because she hasn't had kids forever.
It's been a while. You sure you want this?
You're sure you want this? That's another thing I say when I come on people.
Yeah, get a bagel. Bring a bagel with you. You know. Yeah. Shit. That whole fucking get a different page of the book and put it together shit 1 week at a time in the mail. That takes me back to a time when you could mail in the cereal boxes and you know, get a toy or like an airplane or some shit.
Cereal was a way bigger part of my life at that point. Talk about things I left in the dust. I used to love cereal, man. And I also left my love of Komodo Dragons in the dust.
It's not too late. Freaking just all you have to do, wake up tomorrow, be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a cereal person again. You walk in, pass all that healthy shit.
I see where he's going with this.
Go get some Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Some tricks for kids.
Feels like I am past the point. I couldn't re-invite that into my life.
Yeah, so then why the fuck did he bring it up?
Are you sure Mikey's not a cereal person already?
He's a serial killer for sure.
I think that was the joke you're saying. Jay's eyebrowsing us right now.
I did no such thing. Listen, we've got a goat rigged into a tree we need to talk about here. Let's talk about it, because all the Komodos are coming out to play, and it's like Mama rang the dinner bell, and you better get your ass home quick, because you know, you got to get in on dinner time. Like, they're crawling all over each other for the goat, and when they get their teeth into it and start ripping it apart, you guys hear the fucking sound of bones crunching and cracking. Holy
this creeped
shit!
Me out.
Oh,
there's also something to be said about like I'm so grateful that I'm human, because I can't imagine a circumstance in my life where I'm ever going to have to face first bite into a living creature's bowels, you know? And Komodo dragons fucking love doing that. They get their face all up in the intestines and just rip. And I'm so happy that I'm never going to have to do that, hopefully. I mean, hopefully I've got some years left on me, and who knows what the next few years are going to bring, but I would hope that I don't ever find myself in that situation.
Keep flossing, brush your teeth. You never know.
You never know.
That's why we do it. That's why they teach you to do it. You got to bite a grown man in half to feed your family. We all do it. Listen, it's time, guys, to do what we came here to do, I think. Inspect the undercarriage. Knoxville, get in there. He says, this Komodo dragon is hung like Ryan Dunn. A Ryan Dunn reference on WildBoyz.
I like that.
Well done.
That's a nice one. Again, bringing the gang back together. It makes me pine for the days of Jackass again. And I know that leading up to our 100th episode, we'll make that announcement later on. But I'm excited to get back into the world of Jackass.
I left another space there out of politeness. Just thought maybe Chris might want to. He's good.
Vaping.
I think
he's vaping.
He looks like he's good. All right. So Knoxville gets in his knight's armor.
This idea
What a stupid fucking sentence.
It's
what
not
a stupid thing I wrote in my notes. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I know, but like, I just didn't see that coming. But he's in the armor, and he looks at the camera and he says, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville," and he can't start anything without saying the line. Must be his life. He goes up to pay for condoms at the gas station. "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm buying these condoms." Like, he's cursed. He's cursed.
I could you imagine being the gas station attendant working when Johnny Knoxville comes up and says that, though? If Johnny Knoxville did actually say that before doing everything, the world would be a better place. This one, though, I don't think the world changed one iota for this one. He gets into the knight's armor, as you said, Jay. Well said. And immediately starts kind of like using a stick because they forgot to pack a sword for this bit, and it doesn't go anywhere. And I get it, like, he's a knight who wants to slay the dragon, but this and kind of the whole thing with the Komodo dragons doesn't end up doing anything, and it just feels like awkward. Now all of a sudden he's dressed up as a knight and nothing's going on, and then you're just kind of sitting there watching it like usually Johnny can save a bit, but he doesn't even seem committed to this one, you know?
Do you think it's because he was so legitimately scared? Like, Komodo dragons may be the scariest creature next to crocodiles. Now crocodiles.
I actually, I do. I think that's why. Because Knoxville does legitimately look scared. He looks almost pissed that he has to get into the knight's armor to do this. This is one of the very rare situations where, because Chris Pontius is totally comfortable with this situation. He's getting pretty close to them. He's like dragging the carcass of that sheep around with him as the Komodo dragons chase him. He's having a good time. And this is like, think back how many times you can think of where another member of Jackass out braves Johnny Knoxville. It's very, very seldom. And I think you definitely get that in this one.
Yeah, that's a really good point because, yeah, when that chase is on and the dragons are like running after him and shit, you know, you kind of think, would it have went there without the WildBoyz present? You know, like you kind of said, Knoxville kind of gave up on the bid. He wasn't committed to it. So I'm glad there was a little, like, I felt there was a little magic at the end with the chase and the just seeing how those things can run. That was kind of cool, like to see what it would look like, to see if you were in that situation getting chased by one of these things. But aside from it, I'm not a huge fan of the whole sketch just because, like, it had a good buildup of, like, this is going to be cool. Like, we're going to see these things tear this goat apart. Then what's going to happen next? He gets in the knight's armor. You think this is really going somewhere. Then it kind of
I guess they're just limited in what they can do because of how dangerous these guys actually are, you know?
Exactly. That's perfect point. That's it. You got to be careful. It's like when they got fucking cornered by the gorilla, right? Again. Yeah. So yeah, you don't fuck around when it's your life's on the line and you know that it's that dangerous. Probably best to just move on. Much like us, moving on into the next segment here, which is the world's longest snake as captured in Indonesia. This is supposed to be 49 feet long, so we're going to measure it today and see if that's true. Chris is already calling bullshit on this reticulated python, which I looked it up. Reticulated, resembling a net or network having veins, fibers, or lines crossing.
Oh, interesting.
That is one
my dick a reticulated penis.
Yeah, you could if you want. That's what I'm getting at.
Very vascular.
I think you should start calling it that.
And it's big like a python.
But also over exaggerated because this one they say is 49 feet. They measure it. It's fucking 20 feet 10 inches. Who is trying to get away with this shit?
Dude, it's been I watched this whole thing. Where the hell was it? I think it was on Rogan recently. Actually, the guy was talking about these rumors of these 50 feet snakes, and they went to Indonesia. It might have even been the same one. Now that I think of it. When they measured it, the guy said, "Oh, it's a 50-foot snake." They came, they measured it, like for like scientific purposes, not just the Jackass guys. And he goes, after they realized from 50 feet it went down to like 20-something feet, like it's low 20s. And the guy goes, "Wow, it's crazy. He shrunk overnight. I don't understand how that could
happen." We're looking at.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and also, you know, the promises that the world made to me as a young child, looking up to Ice Cube and Jennifer Lawrence and Owen Wilson and John Voight, just assuming and believing that snakes could get monstrous from the movie Anaconda. To hear that this one was potentially 49 feet and to see it be so thin and clearly could never eat John Voight whole was just disappointing to me. It was, nope. I wanted to leave and go home.
Not happening. And I felt the disappointment too. The snake came up a little short, but guys, what do you do? I mean, but listen, did you notice this though? There's one thing amidst the disappointment that I thought was interesting. And Chris, I mean, Knoxville hates snakes too. He says it, but he gave one a little kiss there. Did you see that little kiss on the head?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He got cozy. I think that could be hopeful for you. I mean, like you might not like the look of the boy your daughter brought home, for a little date, but you got to give him a little dinner and a glass of water,
and kiss him on the face after you measure him.
Yeah, measure him, take him to the bathroom, put a burlap bag over his head, hang him outside the window upside down, tell him where he lives and what his dad does. What I'm trying to say is snakes can't be that bad, can they?
Of course. Yeah, Chris is just a little scaredy cat.
They're sketchy. They don't have legs.
That's true. They don't.
All right, what about an elephant? An elephant with 2 trunks. How about that?
Elephant with 2 trunks or 5 legs.
Yeah. They got huge dongs.
Oh, God, they do. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's a full butcher shop bologna right there. Bologna? Well, it's hanging in the window, whatever it is, and I want it.
It's also gross looking. It's a
little gross.
Like, just patchy and lumpy, and it's
the exact
too
opposite
big.
Of the fruit bat.
It's the opposite of the fruit bat. Exactly. I wouldn't want one of these.
Fruit bat, great cock. Elephant, overrated.
Too much cock.
Yes.
Yeah. Overrated. Well, what did you think of the Lombardi slap here? SteveO takes a cock right in the cheek.
I loved it.
Did you notice after he takes the slap to the cheek, he spits? Like, did it get in his mouth? Did he lick it by mistake? Like that's the first thing he does. He slaps his. Can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. He slaps himself in the face with an elephant dick, and then he stands up and starts spitting on the ground like he said the name of a witch or something like that. Like he's just like,
yeah. So this goes from a dick slap to the boys getting painted, and by the elephant too, but just for context. And at first glance, I thought that was an elephant dick just straight up stroking the guys on the chest, because it's a hard cut from the big sausage to the trunk. But no, that is not the elephant dick. That is a elephant trunk. And actually at the zoo in Calgary, they used to have elephants there. I don't know if they're still there, but they could paint a portrait. And I thought that shit was just some shit they made up just to get more people in the zoo, but now I'm seeing it with my own two eyes. And
define portrait, Jay. Define portrait.
I don't know. You ever seen like Picasso? Fucking who else paints shit?
If you
Rembrandt, does Rembrandt paint shit? Rembrandt a painter?
Johnny Knoxville says Jackson Pollock, and if that's the case, sure. Because it's just paint splatters. This is not painting. What you're doing is you're putting a brush in this elephant's hand, and he's moving.
Who to say what art is, Mikey?
Well, but that's kind of a good point, because all this elephant is doing is rubbing a brush up and down, and the only reason they're calling it art is because it's wearing a beret. Like that's it. That's the only thing.
Basically, all art in general, except for the ones that actually look cool.
Yeah.
If you ain't Salvador Dali, get the fuck out of here, man. I ain't hear that.
Fuck you, Monet.
Fucking art shit.
And I'm talking Janelle Monáe. I'm saying not the artist Monet.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe, actress.
Oh, is she hot?
Yeah, she's pretty cute.
Nice.
She's also
so these elephants.
High five.
Yeah, okay, high five. These elephants are mostly wearing a beret, but they're also mostly just giving Steve-O a hand job. Poor elephant's getting taken advantage of here. He doesn't know what he's getting into, what he's signed up for. He's just trying to paint the best that he can paint.
Yeah.
And this creepy old man is taking advantage of him, and I don't like it.
If
I don't like it one bit.
Nobody in the world would know, would you let an elephant trunk suck your dick?
Can they suck out of the trunk?
I think, because they suck in the water, right? Like, nobody knows, and you just get to know whether or not it's cool or not.
No. It's an easy no.
I don't think I'd want that.
And Chris, I'm really upset at how surprised you look that that's my answer.
Wouldn't you be curious?
No, I don't know
really.
what's in there.
It's an animal. And also, it'll probably tear your dick right off.
But no one knows.
And Chris,
no one knows.
What you stuck?
Chris, do you not sleep with animals because you're worried someone will find out? Is that you're saying that as though that's the only reason?
No, because most animals, like, they're not attractive. Like, other than the fruit bat, like dogs are hairy. I don't like hair. It's a fucking trunk sucker, man. Come on.
Okay, but Chris, what if you stuck your dick in there? What if you stuck your dick in there and a snake came out?
Oof.
Then what?
Yikes.
Yeah, that would suck,
it's like one of those fucking someone's gonna offer you fucking peanuts. Never open the fucking jar of peanuts. You know, there's a spooky snake in there just waiting to jump out and hit you in the eye and give you a fucking corneal hemorrhaging. What?
Could you imagine the first person to open up what they believe is going to be a can of peanuts and a snake comes out of it? That would be the most terrifying and traumatizing experience in the world. You would have every single can of peanuts you'd ever open, you'd question at that point.
Every can in general. You know how, like, I'd never open a can again.
That's true.
Okay. Who buys cans of peanuts for that matter? I've only ever seen them in a bag.
No, you don't see them in a jar? Planters is always in a glass
sometimes
jar.
A jar, but Jay's right. In a can, you never.
Yeah, no, Grandma and Grandpa had canned peanuts all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a little Planters can.
Did you open that? And you're like, Grandma and Grandpa had canned peanuts all the time. It's just snakes lived in them most of the time, and they'd eat the peanuts before I opened it.
That's why I hate.
It got me again.
But after Steve-O's finished his trunk job, that's it. I guess that's it, boys. There's nothing else that happens here. He probably has to go and wash himself and put on a new pair of underwears and get ready for the next sketch. I don't know what else to say. It was a little disturbing, and And I want to see Chris's point of view because he's right. Who am I to say what art is? Whether that's having sex with the trunk of an elephant or painting a Rembrandt.
Here's the other question.
What?
You see like elephants, they go and they suck up the water, they shoot it out, they clean themselves. The elephants spit or swallow if they trunk fuck.
Ooh. Well, maybe they can do both.
That's how far they can spit.
Do both. Oh, probably.
Is that attractive to you? Do you, if someone ever goes down on you, they're like, I gotta run to the bath, or they say, I'll go run to the bathroom, and you say no, you spit it from there, and you open your bathroom door and you say
3-pointer.
Steph Curry.
Fuck, just ends up all over your shower curtain. That was a disaster. Boys, we got one more sketch to go. This is the last one of the season.
Last sketch.
It's got to be good, right? Yeah, given the WildBoyz track record for ending episodes, this has to be the best thing that's ever been shot on camera.
This one is good, though. This one is good. I liked this as an ending.
I'll give you that. This is bikinis on. They got coconut bikinis, which is a nice touch when you're on the beach. We're going to go and find some coconut crabs. Now, Pontius only knows, boys, about one type of crabs. And then he does this thing where he points at his dick and goes, which I thought was good.
That's also his pickup line. I don't know if you knew this. He just points at his dick and goes, oh, his dicks. His and his fruit bats, because he always goes into the bar with a fruit bat. He points at that and his, and he goes, oh.
So SteveO is going to have the crab play with his boobies. And these are like some sort of fucking kung fu crab, because they snap quick. They get in there. They're just like whoosh, latched. It's
they're called coconut crabs, and I looked it up. They say that the reason they're called coconut crabs is kung fu crabs is cool too.
Don't take that away from me.
They got that kung fu grip, baby.
So you can break open coconuts.
They say they can break open coconuts. I was like, there's no fucking way. That's a rumor. Turns out they absolutely can, which is terrifying to me, especially given what happens in this sketch.
Yeah, SteveO gets a little pinch here, boys. A little pinch on the bum. Oof. And every time that crab gets close to him or snaps, his voice goes up like 2 to 3 octaves, and it is something. Like, I think that's higher than we've heard SteveO go. So, this has got to be some kind of painful. What'd you think?
Yeah, Pontius kind of goes straight into like work mode. Like Pontius, this isn't a joke to him. I guess that's just the benefit of SteveO and Pontius having spent so much time together, is Pontius knows when things go off the rails a little bit, and he knows immediately SteveO's in a lot of pain. I got to get this thing off of it. He goes to pry the crab off of SteveO's butt cheek, and someone has to produce pliers for him. Like, they didn't have this ready. How are you? It's like if something gets lit on fire and the guy's like, all right, you hang tight. I'm going to run out to Home Depot real quick. Is there anything else you need? And then comes back like 5 minutes later. If I'm SteveO, I'm making sure that everyone has a pair of pliers and they're all ready to go. Or, you know what? Never mind pliers. Fucking crab crushers, like the nutcracker things that you use when you eat crabs. Go straight for that. I don't give a fuck about this coconut crab.
Bust that motherfucker open.
It was worth it. Somehow it shouldn't have been, but it was worth the wait. I'm glad we waited for that.
It was. I didn't know what to expect there. Just like SteveO waited for the pliers to come out. He's in pain because SteveO's reaction is so honest. When the crab latches on, he doesn't scream. He just says, no. It's like that's one step removed from someone who's in danger yelling for their mother or something. It's just a visceral reaction that you don't control. And I felt for him there because that looked fucking awful.
Get that fucking thing off me. Yep. He's turning red too, much like if you boiled a crab, or that's like karma. Stop boiling the crabs alive. Or am I getting this wrong? Is that lobsters?
No, I think they do both.
Who cares?
They do both.
It's fine. It's fine, right? I don't care. Mikey, I don't have a carapace in the world.
Hey, Jay, well done. I like that. I appreciate that. And it works.
All of the proceeding was for the precipice of that joke. Just
when you wink and point at me, it adds to the effect because you haven't had a camera for so long. But now I know that you meant that.
Now when I point,
it's good.
It's not into a void.
It's not into the void.
Did you say a nun in the void?
I can't imagine I did, but I don't remember what it was I would have said. That sounds like that.
Speaking of nuns, fuck it, it's the last episode. Speaking of nuns, I remember seeing this YouTube clip. I think it was like an old Tom Selleck movie or something like that, or like some sort of guy with a mustache.
I know what you're talking about.
He's like, stupidest fucking thing. He like walks up and he's looking around the area, and there's like a nun painting a church on a tall ladder, and he's like looking at her. He's like, that doesn't seem suspicious. And then as he turns away, the nun takes the hood off, and it's like some stereotypical 80s villain with the long like blonde hair with like a machine gun.
It's amazing. I have seen that clip, and I want to see that movie really bad.
Yeah, me too. Fucking nuns. Whoopi Goldberg. Shout out to Whoopi Goldberg.
Was that Sister Act? Is that what it was?
No, it was not from the movie Sister Act. No.
No, but it should have been. And all I got to say, boys, is if there's something you want to say before this wraps up, this is your last chance, because after this, bye-bye WildBoyz.
Yeah, WildBoyz is done. I'm gonna
no
miss
one's
it.
in the WildBoyz. I got to get that in one time real quick.
That's true. I have nothing else to say about this stunt apart from, Pontius is great at making jokes. Pontius is a performer. Everyone in Jackass is. But it's good to know that in the event that something goes down, he has your back, because he, of everyone in the crew, is like, stunt's over. I don't give a fuck. I need to get this crab off of Steve-O's butt. And he looks bewildered. He looks focused. And I bet you that camaraderie just makes them both feel so much more comfortable entering scenarios of danger when they have one another looking out for their own butts and buttholes.
Buttholes. Chris, any final thoughts on WildBoyz?
No. I can't wait to get into season 3. I like it better than Jackass, personally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, before we say goodbye to WildBoyz, you guys want to get into our MVPs and LVPs?
Yeah, that's why I was quiet, because I'm excited for mine. I'm going
okay.
first.
Okay. You want to go first?
Yeah, seriously, I was thinking about that. So my MVP, this might throw you guys for a little loop, but I'll preface this by saying, there's all this debate these days, like Hot Girl Summer, City Boys Rule, etc., etc. In this episode, we got one for the City Boys. The City Boys got the one up. We were up in the scoreboard because my MVP is the python, the reticulated python.
Wow.
I give
the python.
Yeah, because any fucking guy that could get away with saying he had a few extra inches and getting a whole fucking crew of people to come by and they flew across the world. They spent time with this guy. You know who wins in the end? Once you get your dick wet, you fucking won. So who gives a fuck if you lie?
He won.
Second you get that in, you're a winner. This one's for the City Boys. The python's my MVP.
I love that idea that the python is, first of all, the one who started the rumor that he was 49 inches. And then he gets measured by like 17 dudes. And they're like, you're not 40 inches. He's like, you guys had your hands all over me. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. You guys came here. You did that. I win. You lose. Who gives a fuck? For the City Boys, the python.
That's great. Jay, do you have a MVP?
Yeah, I think I do. I think it's an easy pick for me, but I'm giving an honorable mention first. If you look closely, back in the whipping segment where there's a crowd of people watching the two guys whip it out, whip it good. There's one guy in the crowd.
And Jay, you're used to whipping it out in a crowd, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, what? I mean, Knoxville gets whipped, and then there's this guy, like a shot of him in the crowd, and he's stern. He looks like a hardworking like dad of 5, and he's there just trying to get his entertainment. He had a long fucking day. He just wants to sit down and have a beer and watch these dudes whip each other. And he's stern. He's serious. You couldn't crack this guy. But after Knoxville gets whipped, if you watch closely, he just starts flailing his arms. He turns into like a 3-year-old kid who just saw the Teletubbies for the first time. He's like just beside himself. And
I think I know the person you're talking about.
Yeah, go back and watch it. He embodies the childhood spirit. That man is my honorable mention MVP, but I got to give it to the dude who was throwing fire and hit the one guy in the dick. Because, I mean, come on, a shot like that, that's like throwing a basketball over your head from half court and getting it in the hoop. Way to go for that guy.
It's interesting you brought up basketball. Actually, I was going to make this point. If you listen closely, like I know it's loud because you have the whole crowd that's watching that performance and they're making their sounds that sound like Blanca on turbo mode. But if you listen really closely, when he does throw the literal ball of fire into the guy's dick, you can hear someone say "boom shakalaka." You really have to listen for it. Yeah. And then someone else says he's on fire, and no one does anything about it. My MVP is going to be none other than that fruit bat's dick, because it can get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a tough one for me to. I had to do it for the City Boys, otherwise I would have been doing it that. But
yeah,
I think.
Can we give a shout out to Tim Kitzrow, by the way? Tim Kitzrow, I love you.
Who's Tim Kitzrow?
He's the guy who does the voice. He's the NBA Jam guy.
Nice. Oh, nice.
That guy's a fucking legend.
Yes.
Tim Kitzrow. You rock, buddy. All right. Unimportant. Moving on. LVPs?
Chris, LVP?
I'm going with Knoxville, to be honest. I just don't think his chemistry fit this episode. I love Knoxville. He's amazing at what he does, but like you said earlier, Mikey, it makes Steve-O act differently. He doesn't have the WildBoyz vibe. He's the Jackass vibe, and
he's got the Hollywood vibe.
The season finale, I get excited when I see him come in. I think it's going to be good, but it just changes the dynamic of the show that I love so much. So, unfortunately, the LVP is Mr. Knoxville.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I liked some of his stunts in this. I liked the whipping. The whipping was really funny, and he took it like a champ. But I do agree that he changes the vibe. I said it at the beginning of the episode, so I hear you on that one.
All right, well, boys, LVP for this episode.
I can tell it's going to be good, Jay. I see the smirk on your face, and I'm very excited for this.
Going on here. This is just me being happy to be doing this with you guys, and loving every minute of it. But my LVP is a gentleman by the name of Samuel Sorensen Adams. Of the SS Adams Co., circa 1915.
Yeah, Chris at SS.
You see, Adam had a problem. And Chris, you'll like this part. Adam's wife, Emily, had been complaining about the jam jar. You see, she couldn't get that sticky lid open, so Adams, inspired by her nagging, invented what we now know today as the spring snake, a coil of wire wrapped in a cloth skin and compressed into a 2-foot snake and crammed into a jar. He started a whole company over this shit. So don't say your wife's nagging isn't good for anything, because the dude probably made a fortune back in 1915. And secondly, yes, his offspring continued to be, well, trolls like him. He's, for lack of a better term, he's a fucking troll here. His grandson produced in the 1990s, this guy's could be listening right now for all we know, the snake potato chips, which, boys, is new to me. I didn't know there was also a snake potato chips. I don't want that.
Could you imagine, like, you want to live in your dad's footsteps, and it's like, what did your dad do? He made the can of peanuts with the snake in it. But I've got new visions for this company. I've got better ideas. I want to move past the accomplishments of my father. Okay, what's your idea? Snakes in potato chip bags. They'll never see it coming.
Who do you think was like? I guarantee you from the start he didn't think to do the noise of the peanuts inside. You know, like the fake peanuts. So like when you rattle it, one of his kids was like, "I'm revolutionizing this, Dad. I got the greatest idea you've ever fucking heard. Brace yourself.
We need a couple more branches in the family tree."
Yeah.
I think that was the most important contribution to American society that Samuel Adams made since becoming one of the founding fathers. Yeah, I mean it's up there 1-to-1. You know,
no, sorry, different guy.
No,
different guy.
You said Samuel Adams.
No, different guy.
Oh, it's a different guy.
Could you imagine that guy? They're like trying to sign the Declaration.
it's like
peanuts,
like,
anyone?
Yes, Mr. Jefferson.
Don't take those fucking peanuts.
Yes, but before
passes
I
over
sign,
the pen, it's like one of those
a...
shocking pens when you fucking try and do it. This fucking prankster.
Yeah,
we can
and
never
then
trust
something
this
shoots
fucking
out,
guy.
gives someone a corneal abrasion, and then it's fucking Civil War all over. Yeah, thanks,
he spills,
buddy.
He goes to sign the Declaration of Independence. He drops his fountain pen, but it's invisible ink. I love this idea.
He goes and takes it and does that like fake ripping noise. You're like, oh my God, you didn't rip it?
This guy's
Someone
a joker.
fucking get this guy out of here, man.
Listen, I think at this point, though, Adams's grandson would have been better off not making the snake potato chips, but instead, someone just fucking make a bag of dicks already and sell it. Market it and sell it. That's a good fucking idea. Come on, don't tell me that's not. You could probably get dicks at low cost of some animal, like rat dicks or something. Like, nobody wants rats, so,
fruit bat dicks.
Fruit bat dicks, a bag of dicks.
I'd have a necklace of fruit bat dicks. Speaking of the fruit bat, though, my LVP of this episode is going to be Chris Pontius' gay voice. He brings it back.
Oh, yeah,
he leans on it pretty heavy in this one, and he brings it back on the boat over to Komodo Dragon Island. It just makes me feel a little uncomfortable now. And, it's not a shot at Chris Pontius, because when he did it, it was funny to a lot of people, and myself included. I would have laughed at that probably back in the day. I probably would have done the voice myself, but I think we've come a long way and learned a lot more, and I think it just doesn't age great. So if we can point to one thing that we should say, don't bring that forward into 2023 or into WildBoyz season 3, it would probably be that.
And that's it. LVPs. And everybody, holy shit, audience, round of applause for you. Give yourself a pat on the back, audience. I can't believe we made it to the end of WildBoyz season 2. We've done a lot of shit together, guys, but oh man, if you haven't been paying attention, we're about to do something more, something bigger, because what is this, Mikey? Is this 97 now?
This is episode 97, yeah.
We got 3 episodes, and then it's going to be the big 100. So, I mean, guys, I don't know. Is there something, possibly something, that we haven't done yet that everybody's been talking about?
Cable guy.
But just...
Cable guy's one of them.
I didn't want to spoil it that early, Chris. The cable cast, we're actually canceling this podcast. We're not going to make it to 100. Please tune into our new show if you can go over. Review bomb this one, and let's get 5 stars in the cable cast.
Let's get 5 stars on cable cast. Now,
because that's the future.
Here's the thing. You cannot get it on podcast apps. You need to subscribe to basic cable. You got to get rid of your Netflix. You got to get rid of your... You got to listen to us. We're channel 0, which is normally the static channel. We had to pay good money, but we are the channel where you accidentally turn your TV on and you hit channel down, and before the volume kicks in, you have to run over to your TV to mute it or change the channel back to 1 or 2. That's where we're going to be playing, and we can't wait to see you guys there.
And you do need to have a guy install it for you, but don't worry. We know a guy.
We know a guy. Billy. No, so you mentioned, Jay, that we have 3 episodes left until episode 100. We are going to start Jackass.
Ryan Dunn's home
Oh,
yeah.
Jackass
Sorry,
Volume 3. Jackass 3D. Jackass, not Volume 3. That's the season. Jackass 3D. We're going to get started. Now, as is always the case with this show, we don't know 100% sure how many episodes it's going to be. We're probably going to aim for 3 or 4. Knowing us, it'll probably end up being 4 episodes. So episode 100 will be surrounding Jackass 3D. We just don't know if that'll be the last one of the movie or second last one. But start watching now, because that's what we're going to get into.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This has been a long time coming. And you said Jackass 3 or Jackass 3D, if you will. If there's a way that you can get a hold of the 3D version and you have a 3D TV, if you're one of those few people, man, watch that version. Because, like, we're not going to get into it, but just the opening scene with some of the things that happen in 3D, it's like, I never forgot that. I still think about that to this day from time to time. That version is so fucking good.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Glad I got to see it in the theater.
And I'm very excited to see it again, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, boys, for us for now, that's another episode. Remember, you can find us, interact with us. Tell us what you're most excited for in Jackass 3 at JackassPod on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you want to find us. We're happy to have you guys on board listening to us and taking us all the way from, humble origins at episode 1, discovering who we are, discovering our poo fetishes, and now here we are at episode 100, about to hit triple digits. It's special, and it's thanks to you guys, so we appreciate it.
Same. Jay's been getting super sentimental at the end of every episode. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's because we're almost up to 100, dude. It's fucking. We're about to give birth.
I'm proud of us.
Hey, if you want to support us for getting to 100 episodes, we've said it before. rating and review on iTunes goes such a long way. If you don't have iTunes, Spotify, or tell a friend. No more excuses, guys. It helps us out so much. We see how many of you are listening, and we see how many reviews we get, so we know how many of you are not giving us reviews, and it would really go a long way. We do this for free out of the goodness of our hearts. We love the community, but we want to grow it, and we can't do that unless you guys take the action. Just do it now. Just do it right now. You're on your phone. It's so easy.
If you don't, I'm taking a hacking course right now, and I'm going to find out who you are, and I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, Chris is taking a hacking course at Trump University, and it's
that's
really
what they
good.
teach you. Mm-hmm.
Making hacking great again, buddy.
Was it making hacking great again? Like it had a period of,
the Renaissance.
It definitely did. In the 90s with the movie Hackers, everybody wanted to be a hacker.
Yeah. Actually, holy shit. Okay, before we sign off, Mikey, you made a reference earlier in the episode. Chris, you just reminded me of this, but you said something along the lines of, when we were talking about the bat dicks, you said that's when you right click or you hold shift and drag in Photoshop.
Yes.
I think a better analogy may have been, for all you hackers out there, like when you're hacking at your computer and you get something on the screen, but it's a little blurry and you can't make out what it is. So you say to your computer, you say, enhance that, and then it goes and the lines meet and it goes, and then the dick gets bigger.
Yeah, hacking is so easy. All you have to do is tell your computer to enhance or do what you want, and it does it. I've seen Blade Runner. I know how this works.
That's it, baby. And hey, until next time, where you'll be seeing us for Jackass 3. Holy fucking shit. Bye. I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye. I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye. I'm Mikey Aaronworth, and this has been WildBoyz.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get into it.